Alright, you guys said yes, so let me go on Google Docs. Let me just zoom in on the TV so you guys don't have to see my Google Docs and chill. Alright. Alright, here are all of the Bryan. Just to enter. No, wait! Oh, what? No, 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 not yet. No. Hold on. Alright. First we have Code Bryan. These are just a bunch of codes I made before Molten was. This was made before Molten came back in season 2. So some of this is very old. I made this way before I even started this channel. So red, Bryan finally snaps. Blue, Bryan finally takes meds. Yellow, Bryan overdoses his meds. Can only happen if code blue happens. Green, Bryan ends up in the hospital. Black, Bryan dies. White, Bryan gets possessed. Purple, Bryan sees Linda again, his therapist. Brown, Bryan sees Molten. Orange, Bryan hurts one of his friends. Pink, Bryan goes in the portal too many times to happened too many times to count. Gray, Bryan gets chased by the twisted animatronics. Teal, Bryan hurts himself. Indigo, my theory was proven true. Scarlet, Bryan has PTSD. Silver, Bryan has cancer. Gold, Bryan closes the portal. Magenta, Bryan explodes. Violet, Bryan turns into evil Bryan. Beige, Senior Oink Oink lives again as a meme. Aqua, Bryan kills someone. Brick, Bryan does a scary evil, because you guys a crazy evil laugh. Maroon, Ned Bear shows up in an episode. Turquoise, no wait. Burgundy, Bryan talks to John. Turquoise, Bryan acts up and starts acting. No, Baby acts up and starts acting weird. Lime, Springtrap lives again. Hot Pink, Molten lives again. Azure, Davis comes back. Ivory, Bryan live streamed too many times to count. Navy Blue, Bryan has a gun. Pea Green, Brianna showed up. Charcoal, Yandere, Bryan showed up. Aquamarine, Kid Bryan showed up. Coral, Toy Bryan showed up. Fuchsia, Werewolf Bryan showed up. Wheat, animatronic Bryan exists or shows up in a dream. Crimson, Bryan has crazy dream / nightmare. Clack, Bryan gets kidnapped. Olden, Bryan has a vision. Plum, Bryan goes back to the pizzeria. Olive, AI Afton is back. Science, Spanish Bryan shows up. Rose Gold, Bryan tries to kill him now. Plum, Bryan goes to the theme park, closes the theme park. Red, Orange, evil Brianna comes. And that was the first document. Okay, let me just go back on the Bryan. Let me just hit Bryan again. There we go. Next one we have is blank quiz. It's on Bryan, so. Personal preference. Which Bryan would most likely take one glance at someone and then immediately hate them? I want to say Yandere Bryan. Oh, can I actually take this though? Oh yeah, because I own the quiz, so can I take the quiz? Here, I'm gonna look at the. So I said Yandere Bryan. Which Bryan would cry over a dead bird? Kid Bryan, probably. Which Bryan would most likely scream at the top of their lungs because somebody stole their phone? I want to say animatronic, maybe. Which Bryan will most likely break the rules without any second thought? I want to say Toy. Which Bryan would most likely befriend a stranger and bring them to the house? I'd be Kid. I'd be definitely Kid. Which Bryan would most likely climb a tree and get too scared to climb down? Toy. Which Bryan would most likely get kicked out of the house because of snoring? Bryan. Which Bryan would most likely forget to do their chores? Evil Bryan. Which Bryan would most likely forget to brush their teeth? Probably Werewolf. Which Bryan would most likely mistake wine for grape juice? Evil Bryan, baby! Which Bryan would most likely get high on Gatorade? Animatronic. Which Bryan would most likely keep a secret crush from anyone? From everyone. I want to say Bryan or maybe Brianna. Which Bryan would most likely run in around the house and scream broccoli? I want to say Spanish. Which Bryan would most likely take a bullet for another Bryan? Last question. Did you let into this quiz honestly? No, I hated it. Yes, of course. Why wouldn't I? No, not really. Nobody likes you. And then here are the responses. Which Bryan will most likely take one glance at someone and immediately hate them? Pink, that is Yandere. And red, which is Evil Bryan. Which Bryan will most likely cry over a dead bird? Kid has the most. And then the blue is Bryan. And then the light blue is Spanish. Which Bryan will scream at the top of their lungs because somebody stole their phone? Pink, Yandere. This one is Spanish. Kid, Brianna, and red is animatronic. Which Bryan will most likely break the rules without any second thought? Evil Bryan, and then Bryan. Which Bryan will most likely befriend a stranger or bring them to the house? Dark blue, Kid, Bryan. Freaking purple is Toy, and orange is, well, or whatever this color is evil. Which Bryan will most likely climb a tree and get too scared to climb down? Purple, Toy. It's like a half and half for Toy. Bryan. No, Toy, Werewolf, and Spanish. Which Bryan will most likely get kicked out of the house because of snoring? Most percentage is Toy. This one is Yandere. Spanish. Bryan and Brianna. Which Bryan will most likely forget to do their chores? 50% is Kid. Second place is Evil, and third place is Brianna. Which Bryan will most likely forget to brush their teeth? Majority Kid, light blue Werewolf, and then Bryan. Which would most likely mistake wine for grape juice? Kid. So Kid, Evil, and animatronic. Which Bryan would most likely get high on Gatorade? Kid, animatronic, Werewolf, Evil, Brianna. Which Bryan will most likely keep a secret crush from everyone? Yandere, Evil, Bryan, or is that Werewolf? I think that's Bryan, and then Brianna. Which Bryan will most likely run around the house and scream broccoli? Kid, Yandere, Evil, no, animatronic, and Brianna. Which Bryan will most likely take a bullet for another Evil, and then Bryan. Did you answer this quiz honestly? Nobody likes you. No, I hated it. Yes, of course, why wouldn't I? Alright, okay, next one. I close my eyes and believe that you are here. Please make it clear. Blank quiz responses. Bryan quiz. Which Bryan managed to kill 5 people in 1 hour? That's Evil. Which Bryan has daddy issues? Evil. Which Bryan is the easiest to kill? animatronic. Which Bryan cries himself to sleep almost every night? Evil. Which Bryan goes on their phone the most? Spanish. Look. Okay. Let's look at the responses. Oh, wait, what? No. No! Wait, no! Can I go into question? Oh, yeah, I forgot that Bryan was, managed to kill 5 people in 1 hour. I forgot that I said that. Frequently missed questions. Which Bryan managed to kill 5? Okay. So I can't really look at that. Okay. Like you can tell I am still obsessed with Bryan. And I think I keep on saying it wrong. Is it I call it Bryan? Like Bryan, but I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Unknown. Oh! Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this is old. This is very old. I implemented my OC in this thing. Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. Baldi would be my OC, player Bryan, playtime Happy Frog, It's a Bully, Molten Freddy, Principal of the Thing, Rockstar Freddy, First Prize, Lefty, Arts and Crafters, Funtime Chica. Batum. Like I said, I would always add my OC into this because that's how cringy I was back then, and this was made like about maybe a year ago. Batum, like Bending Machine, Bendy Springtrap, Henry Stein, Bryan, Alice Angel, Twisted Chica, Boris the Wolf, Michael, or my OC, Joey Drew, Springtrap, the Projectionist, Funtime Freddy, Searchers, Souls of the Dead Children, Sammy Lawrence, Molten Freddy, Susie Campbell, Twisted Chica, Allison Angel, Rockstar Chica, Tom, Rockstar Freddy, The Lost Ones, Lost Souls of Dead Children, Thomas Connor, Rockstar Freddy, Sean Flynn, Twisted Foxy, Wally Franks, Lefty, Norman Polk, Funtime Freddy, Allison Pendle, Rockstar Chica, Lacey Benton, Happy Frog, Bertram Piedmont, Twisted Freddy, an Undertale, Sans Michael, Papyrus, Bryan, Toriel, Belor, Frisk Baby, Chara, Scrap Baby, Asgore, AI Afton, Flowey, Azrael, Flowey / Azrael, Molten Freddy, Undyne, Rockstar Freddy, Alphas, Lefty, Mettaton, Funtime Chica, Gaster, Springtrap, Other Monsters, Random Animatronics. The days when I was still a cringe, and I still am a cringe. And now look at my profile. Okay, where is there any others? The Bryan Club! Oh, I remember that! I can't go on to that because it has names on it. Asylum text chapter. Wait, what is this one? I don't even know. It's with Bryan. Oh yeah, these were ships! These were ships! Evil Bryan X Brianna, Evil Bryan X Kid Bryan, Animatronic Bryan X Evil Bryan, Yandere Bryan X Evil Bryan, Werewolf Bryan X Animatronic, Toy X Kid, Werewolf X Toy, Spanish X Evil, Werewolf X Kid, Spanish X Animatronic, Brianna X Animatronic. Oh, it's so cute. Those were friendships, by the way. Those were not actual ships. Those were friendships. I think those are all the documents. So, bye bye.